The movie unfolds in a world that has been dramatically and irreversibly transformed. The onset of the film introduces us to a grim reality shaped by a catastrophic global pandemic. The remnants of humanity are left to navigate a world that is now harsh, desolate, and unforgiving. In this daunting and ravaged environment, we meet the main character, Juliet. Juliet is a figure of resilience and determination, embodying the struggle of those trying to survive in this new world. Her days are consumed with the relentless search for resources, food, water, and shelter. As Juliet traverses this desolate landscape, her journey is not just a physical one, but also an emotional and psychological odyssey. Compounding her struggles is the profound loss of her lover, Jack. This personal tragedy adds a deeper layer of sorrow and complexity to Juliet's character, as she must contend with the pain of lost love while fighting for survival in a world that offers little comfort. Soon after, Juliet's journey leads her to a gas station where she hopes to find food. However, her search is abruptly cut short when she hears the growls of a creature lurking upstairs. Fearing for her safety, she quickly leaves the gas station. Back in her vehicle, Juliet communicates with Harry, a friend and fellow survivor, who inquires about her success in gathering food for their group, which consists of 39 people. Juliet, eager to conserve her vehicle's battery, informs Harry that the gas station was empty and plans to take a shortcut back to their base. As she continues her journey, Juliet stumbles upon an RV and discovers a severely injured man inside. With her gun pointed at him, she demands to know the whereabouts of the creature. The man, struggling with his injuries, reveals that he has managed to lock the creature, which he refers to as a reaper, inside the RV. He also informs Juliet of canned goods inside the vehicle. As Juliet prepares to enter the RV, the man pleads with her to end his life, fearing the agony of being devoured by the reaper. However, Juliet refuses to waste a bullet and coldly gives him the choice of dying from his wound or accompanying her. Juliet then bravely confronts the reaper inside the RV. The intense struggle ensues, resulting in shattered windows and a violently shaking vehicle. But ultimately, Juliet emerges victorious. When she exits the RV, she finds the injured man dead. She then collects his valuables and the stock of food, continuing her journey. As Juliet drives, she reflects on a photograph of herself with a man, a reminder of her life before the apocalypse. But her moment of reminiscence is abruptly interrupted when the wind snatches the photo away, distracting her. Juliet loses control of her vehicle, leading to a severe accident that flips her car multiple times and renders her unconscious. The film flashes back to a time when Juliet, finding herself in an art gallery during a rainstorm, meets the gallery owner, Jack. Jack attempts to engage Juliet, who is initially disinterested and admits she's only there to avoid the rain. Despite her reluctance, Jack encourages Juliet to appreciate the art surrounding her, urging her to open her eyes to their beauty. Back in the present, Juliet regains consciousness after the car crash, only to find herself in a dire situation. She suffers from an open fracture in her leg and realizes she's lost her gun, seeing it lying just out of reach. Juliet's attempts to call for help using her radio fail, and as night falls, the threat from the Reapers looms larger. In desperation, she uses a makeshift pole to try and retrieve her pistol, but her efforts fall short as the rods separate. Another flashback shows Juliet leaving the gallery with Jack. As they walk down the street, Jack playfully tricks her into eating meat, knowing she's a vegetarian. Despite the initial shock, Juliet laughs off the joke and later agrees to accompany Jack to his apartment. There, amidst drinks and conversation, Juliet finds it difficult to open up to Jack and is initially reluctant to even share her name. Later on, Jack's curiosity about Juliet leads him to follow her from a bar, where he witnesses a transaction between her and another man, revealing Juliet's involvement in dealing drugs. Jack follows Juliet back to her apartment, where he discovers the extent of her struggles and her addiction. Despite his attempts to offer help, Juliet adamantly refuses and demands that he leave, leading to Jack's departure, now fully aware of her troubled life. In the present, Juliet manages to free her leg from the steering wheel, creates a compression bandage for herself, and agonizingly resets her protruding bone. After tending to her wound, she repairs her radio to call for help, but to no avail. The arrival of a Reaper forces Juliet to hastily crawl out of her car to retrieve her gun. A call from Harry inadvertently alerts the Reaper to her presence, but Juliet cleverly uses her radio to distract the creature, narrowly escaping detection. Returning to Juliet's past, we see her battered and seeking refuge at Jack's apartment. Jack tenderly cares for her wounds and offers her a place to stay, leading to a deeper connection between them. Jack shares his own struggles and suggests that Juliet could also overcome her challenges, but she remains skeptical. Back to present, Juliet employs a strategy to detect nearby reapers by throwing glow sticks outside. Cautiously, she moves towards her radio, maintaining vigilance against any lurking dangers. Her senses heightened, Juliet hears a noise and reacts swiftly, throwing glow sticks in various directions. This tactic reveals a reaper perched atop her car. In a quick, defensive action, Juliet shoots at the creature and then returns to the relative safety of her vehicle. The reaper soon reappears, ripping away the window cover and reaching for Juliet's foot. In a desperate bid to escape, Juliet starts the car and slams down on the accelerator, causing the car's wheels to spin and injure the monster. She stays alert, firing at the Reaper when it seems to be running towards her, only to discover, to her horror, that it has already entered the vehicle from behind. Startled, she manages to shoot the Reaper, forcing it to flee. Shaken, Juliet attempts to drink from her flask to calm her nerves, but finds it empty, a stark reminder of her dire situation. The film then cuts to a flashback, revealing happier times in Juliet's past. She and Jack are seen moving into a new house, a symbol of their hope and commitment to each other. Despite her happiness, Juliet feels nervous about the significant changes in their lives. Jack tries to reassure her with a gentle touch and a comforting smile. He shows Juliet the room designated for their future child. But Juliet expresses doubts about her ability to be a good mother. Jack, ever the optimist, believes that what matters most is their effort to make their relationship work. This flashback takes a tragic turn when Juliet reluctantly informs Jack that she is pregnant, a revelation that initially fills him with joy. However, their happiness is short-lived as Juliet tragically gives birth to a stillborn baby, leaving them to face the profound pain of returning to an empty nursery. Back to the present, Juliet manages to repair her radio and establish a shaky connection with Harry. She informs him of her dire situation and location, but their communication is filled with difficulties due to the poor signal. Juliet barely makes out Harry's mention of a locator beacon. Determined, she retrieves the beacon and follows the instructions in its manual, successfully activating it. As Juliet works to barricade the windows of her car, she realizes that a Reaper is lurking outside, waiting for an opportunity to attack. In a tense standoff, the creature tries to force its way into the vehicle, but Juliet resists, pressing her foot against the window cover. Her efforts pay off as the Reaper, injured by its attempt to break in, eventually retreats. Trapped inside her vehicle, she fortifies her defenses using a rod to secure the cover and preparing her gun for an imminent attack. The Reaper relentlessly attacks the vehicle from different angles, intensifying the sense of danger. In this moment of crisis, Juliet receives a call from Harry, who suggests using a flashlight to deter the Reaper, as they are known to despise bright lights. However, Juliet informs Harry that her flashlight is broken, leaving her without this option. Harry assures her that help is on the way, but Juliet must hold out a little longer. The situation escalates when the Reaper breaks through the car's windshield, leaving Juliet vulnerable. In a desperate bid to repel the creature, she turns on her car's headlights, successfully driving the Reaper away. After the threat subsides, Juliet contacts Harry again, only to be informed that rescue will not arrive until sunrise, prolonging her hardship. The narrative then shifts to a flashback, revealing deeper layers of Juliet's troubled relationship with Jack. Jack confronts Juliet about her tendency to run away and expresses his frustration and worry. Juliet challenges Jack, accusing him of blaming her for their baby's loss and pressuring her into motherhood. Jack, overwhelmed by the argument, eventually exits the car and admits that Juliet's past addiction contributed to their baby's death. This admission marks the end of their relationship, leaving Juliet alone and devastated. Later, at a bar, Juliet learns of a horrific subway attack that claimed over 30 lives. Answering a call she had been ignoring, she is horrified to discover that Jack was injured in the attack. The news prompts her to leave the bar in a state of shock and despair. Back to the present, Juliet, still trapped in her car, hears a vehicle passing by. She honks the horn, hoping to attract attention and aid. A man on a bike stops, offering to help, but he is quickly revealed to be a cannibal with deadly intentions. As he moves to attack Juliet, the Reaper reappears, attacking and killing the cannibal, leaving his companions to flee in terror. Witnessing the gruesome scene, Juliet assesses her remaining bullets and contemplates suicide. As she places the gun under her chin, she recalls the harrowing image of Jack in the hospital on the night of the subway attack. The film takes us back to a crucial moment in Juliet's past. In a hospital room, she finds Jack, who is separated from her by a plastic barrier due to his injuries. Despite his weakened state, Jack communicates with Juliet using a whiteboard and marker, declaring his love for her and imploring her never to give up. This memory of Jack's unwavering love and encouragement resonates with Juliet in her dire situation, leading her to put down the gun she had pointed at herself. With renewed determination, Juliet devises a plan to confront the Reaper. She takes a flare and 2 fuel containers from her vehicle. She lights the flare and waves it around, successfully luring the Reaper out. Juliet then leads the creature to the fuel-soaked ground she has prepared. When the Reaper steps onto the flammable surface, Juliet shoots the can in an attempt to kill it with an explosion. However, the creature survives the blast and flees, leaving Juliet once again in imminent danger. The Reaper re-engages, grabbing Juliet from behind and causing her to drop her gun. In a desperate struggle, she crawls back to her car, but the creature pulls her out, exacerbating her wound. As the Reaper closes in, Juliet manages to retrieve her gun and shoots the creature twice, finally ending the immediate threat. Exhausted and emotional, Juliet gazes at the stars, filled with the bitter memory of Jack's passing. As dawn breaks, the Reaper unexpectedly stirs and crawls toward Juliet. With no bullets left in her gun, she frantically reloads, fearing for her life. In a surprising turn, the Reaper, now on top of her, gently touches her face, leading Juliet to a stunning realization: the Reaper is Jack. Juliet tearfully confesses her love for Jack. Embracing him, she leans her head against his. And in this moment of profound connection, Juliet decides that they should face the afterlife together. The movie concludes with this deeply emotional and haunting scene, blending Juliet's relentless fight for survival with her tragic love story. And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our video. Watch the next recaps on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.